Welcome to the official NXT TakeOver WarGames review and results video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells for all notifications. Ladies and gentlemen, I will say this to you guys right now. I am recording this on Tuesday. I'm recording this for you guys for Tuesday. I'm going to upload this for you guys on Wednesday. So by the time you see this video, it'll be Wednesday, November 27, 2018. I am recording this video for NXT TakeOver WarGames for your Saturday, November 23rd, 2019. I'm going to say this to you guys right now, and I don't care what you guys say. I don't care if you are a WWE fucking shill. I don't give a fuck if you are a WWE cocksucker. If I'm Vince McMahon right now, after watching WarGames, not once, not twice, but 3 times, from Saturday to Tuesday, I've watched this TakeOver 3 times. 3 times. If I'm Vince McMahon right now, I am handing this company over to Triple H. This company is better off with Vince McMahon being gone from WWE. This was a damn near perfect show from Saturday night. Damn near perfect show. I'm giving this pay-per-view, I'm giving this TakeOver a honest 9.5 out of 10. And the only reason why I'm giving this TakeOver a 9.5 out of 10 was because I think that TakeOver from Saturday night could have added a 5th match. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. TakeOver could have added at least a 5th match. At least a 5th match. What match would that be? Maybe for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. You can add, I guess, Lio Rush. Probably against, either you want to revisit Rush versus Garza, or you want to add Rush versus, I don't know, maybe you could throw in a Kushida. Maybe a Kushida. I think that'll be a classic match between Lio Rush and Kushida. I think that'll be a fucking 5-star classic for a TakeOver show. But the fact that I've watched WarGames not once, not twice, but 3 times, I'm okay with this being a 4-match show. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But if I'm Vince at this point, I'm handing this company over to Triple H. I'm handing this company over to Papa H. Papa H. You can see, while watching TakeOver, while watching WarGames, Triple H knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows what the fuck he's doing. Is there such thing as a bad TakeOver? No. No, and there never will be such thing as a bad TakeOver. What makes you think people love NXT so much? And I'm going to throw this out there, even though this is a NXT TakeOver show. What makes you think people love AEW as well? What makes you think people love AEW and NXT? Because shows like AEW, Dynamite, and NXT, they don't insult your intelligence. Unlike Raw and SmackDown every single week, they insult your intelligence on a weekly basis. Triple H knows what the fuck he's doing when it comes to these TakeOver shows. He knows how to give us that surprise factor. Triple H knows how to give us that it factor. He's got it all when it comes to booking, storyline telling, the whole 9 yards. If I'm Vince McMahon at this point, I'm thinking to myself with Triple H, maybe the future is bright with Triple H in charge, doing the day-to-day operations as CEO of WWE. It's only a matter of time before Vince McMahon hands the company down to Triple H. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. I thought this show was a damn near perfect show. Finn Balor looked fantastic in this match. Adam Cole, I don't know how the fuck Adam Cole fucking is breathing at this point. I don't know how Adam Cole is breathing after that spot that he took with Tommaso Ciampa towards the end of WarGames. Not only that, Cole competed at TakeOver WarGames, he had to compete the next night for the NXT Championship and deliver a 5-star classic against Pete Dunne. Adam Cole, man, he's my MVP for 2019. It was Matt Riddle. Matt, move over. It's Adam Cole. The women, with their WarGames match, listen, the women killed it. They absolutely killed it with this first ever women's WarGames match. And somebody turned heel, which everybody was thinking, it was expected. In my honest opinion, I thought that they call it Kai turning heel. It was predictable. But sometimes, and I say this to TM all the time, sometimes, bro, predictable is good. Sometimes. NXT, predictable is good. But when it comes to the main roster, predictable is terrible. You could sprinkle in a little bit of predictable in AEW Dynamite. You could put a little bit of predictable in NXT, and at the end of the day, it'll still look good. Meanwhile, on Raw and SmackDown, you want to put predictable every single week. It gets tiring from there. We're going to go over everything here that happened at TakeOver and what I thought was a damn near perfect show. Now, you're going to ask, and I know it's going to come, it's going to be in the comment section. It probably will be. Chris, was this the best TakeOver of 2019? Was this better than Phoenix? Yeah. Was this better than NXT TakeOver New York? It's on the same level as TakeOver New York. I don't think no TakeOver will ever surpass New York, especially with that main event with Cole and Gargano, 2 out of 3 falls in Brooklyn for the NXT Championship. I don't think no TakeOver will surpass New York. And I will say this though. TakeOver WarGames came this close from surpassing New York. It came this close. Well, was it better than Phoenix? Yes. Was it better than New York? It's on the same level. Was it better than TakeOver 25? Yes. Was it better than TakeOver Toronto? Yes. But I got a question to ask you guys down below in the comment section. You see Gargano and Cole spot from Toronto when Cole and Gargano fell from the top of the cage to the table. That was a nasty spot. Then you got TakeOver WarGames back on Saturday night with Tommaso Ciampa doing that spot with Adam Cole through 2 tables. Sound off in the comment section which of those 2 spots were the most craziest spots. Gargano spot at Toronto or Ciampa spot at WarGames. Sound off down below in the comment section. We will go over everything here and what I thought was a damn near perfect show right here on your official NXT TakeOver WarGames review from your Saturday, November 23rd, 2019. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm your boy Chris. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into the channel. If you guys thought that NXT TakeOver WarGames was a fucking fantastic show, hit that thumbs up. Please leave a comment down below what you guys thought of NXT TakeOver WarGames, and also answer my question, which of the 2 spots were crazy? Gargano spot from Toronto or Ciampa spot from here on WarGames. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, watching this video for the first time and you like what you hear so far on my channel, be sure to show your support. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on those bells, guys, for all notifications. Monday Night Raw review from this past Monday, live on the channel right now. Did Seth Rollins turn heel on Raw this past Monday? Link to this video will be in the annotation above that you see in the upper hand corner of your screen. Also, check out Survivor Series review from this past Sunday. Was this the best main roster pay-per-view of 2019? I'm going to answer that question right now. I think it was the best main roster pay-per-view of 2019. Link to this video will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are following your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, Chris from Loring, and Snapchat, Chris was hated. And like I said, folks, if you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys are watching this for the very first time, be sure to show your support. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on those bells, guys, for all notifications. We are on the road to 200 subscribers right here on the channel. Let's begin NXT TakeOver WarGames from the sold out, not quote unquote, it was sold out, the sold out Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. We're going to begin NXT TakeOver WarGames review with the kickoff show. Isaiah Scott went one-on-one with Angel Garza, and I thought this match was great for a kickoff show. I thought this match was great for a kickoff show. Garza, listen, I think they're pushing Garza. Although Garza got the win here over Isaiah Scott and what I thought was a great matchup, I think they're saving him for the next TakeOver. Now, if you guys don't know, if you guys are watching TakeOver, the next TakeOver will be on Sunday, February 16th. I think it's the 15th or the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. No, the 16th. The next TakeOver will be on Sunday, February 16th at 7 p.m. From Portland, Oregon. That'll be the next TakeOver. I can't wait for that. Now, people are saying, oh, it's the same. They took out Fastlane. No, Fastlane is in March. Fastlane is in March. They're probably going to give us the Chamber a week later. A week, yeah. Because you got Rumble, which is in January. They're giving us Worlds Collide between NXT and NXT UK. That should be fantastic. Give me Undisputed Era versus Imperium. Take my fucking money. Give me Undisputed Era versus Imperium at Worlds Collide. Take my fucking money. So you got that. You got Worlds Collide the same weekend as the Rumble. So there's no TakeOver at the Rumble pay-per-view. At the Rumble weekend, there's no TakeOver. So I think they moved the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I believe they moved it forward a week later or a week earlier. I have no idea. But usually the Chamber pay-per-view is usually around that third week. It's usually the same Sunday as the NBA All-Star game. So I'm guessing they put TakeOver there. So I'm guessing they moved the Chamber pay-per-view either a week earlier or a week later. So I think it's going to be good. Angel Garza wins over Isaiah Scott. It was a great matchup, though, in my honest opinion. It was a really good matchup. Scott brings it back in. Scott brings it back in and plays it across. Scott goes to put Garza away in the middle of the ring, but Garza kicks out. Scott gets pushed back into the referee. Scott blocks a low blow kick. Garza then catches a kick from Scott. This leads to Garza hitting the wing clipper in the middle of the ring and pick up the pinfall for the 1, 2, 3. Angel Garza wins. If I'm Triple H, I'm booking Angel Garza versus Leo Rush at NXT TakeOver Portland on Sunday, February the 16th. I can't wait for that matchup. That matchup would be great. Or they want to give us that matchup at NXT TV, which we've already seen. If I'm Triple H, I would build this, put this at the next TakeOver, which will be in February. I will give me that TakeOver. It was a good matchup, though. It was a really good matchup. So, from there, we also found out that Mia Yim was supposed to be in Team Ripley for WarGames, was attacked backstage. I'm here thinking to myself, who? Back from the break, and announcers lead us to a video package for Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle. The panel discusses the match, and we go back to a break. Caruso talks about Mia Yim being attacked backstage earlier. We cut backstage to Yim being loaded into an ambulance. Ripley talks Dakota Kai into replacing her. Kai says she's not ready for the match, but Ripley talks her into it. The other Team Ripley members agree. NXT General Manager William Regal closes the doors of the ambulance and it leaves. We go back to the panel for more discussion on tonight's big event. And then from there, we're just going to go straight to the show. I love the video package of TakeOver WarGames. I just love it. Now, if you guys want to know the song of it, the song was called Ricky by rapper Denzel Curry. You guys will know the fucking song from the video package for WarGames. So TakeOver kicked off. And I said this back on NXT TakeOver WarGames preview and predictions. You want to start the crowd hot. You started off with the women's WarGames match. And that's exactly what the fuck they did. And my God, what a fucking matchup. This matchup was crazy. It had everything you wanted in a WarGames match. Had everything you wanted. Fucking diving moves, everything else, a heel turn which everybody thought was coming, which everybody even obviously predicted it was coming. We got the women's WarGames match to kick off the show. Captain Rhea Ripley, Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, and Candice LeRae versus NXT Women's Champion Captain Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and NXT UK Champion, Women's Champion Kaylee Ray. Everybody got their entrances to go before they enter the cage, which I fucking love. Which I absolutely fucking love. The match kicked off with Io Shirai and Candice LeRae. Now, obviously, those two women have a story going on. I think those two women are going to go at it again to become the potential number one contender for Shayna Baszler's NXT Women's Championship. But the match kicked off with Io Shirai and Candice LeRae. Now, this match was good. 5 minutes in. Obviously, you guys know that Team Shayna was going to have the advantage here. So who came out first? We go to the double ring setup as the steel cage lower down while the sirens go on, which I fucking love. Alicia Taylor goes over the rules of the first ever women's WarGames match. Now, here are the rules. If you guys don't know of the WarGames match. 2 teams. 2 teams will be contained in separate cages with 1 member of each team starting the match. After 5 minutes, a member of the advantage team, for example, Team Baszler and Team Undisputed Era, will be released to enter the match. After a 3-minute period, all 2 members of each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. Once all competitors have entered, WarGames will officially begin. Escape or leave the cage, you forfeit the match for your team. The only way to win the match is by pinfall or submission. So let the WarGames begin. So out comes Team Captain Rhea Ripley to a pop. She stands by one of the larger cages on the stage, which has a referee standing by it. Has 2 referees standing by it. Bianca Belair comes out, and then everybody else comes out. Io Shirai's out next. She joins the cage with the other Baszler members. Out comes Dakota Kai. Team Captain, NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler out last. The 2 teams talking. Shirai is sent to the cages first. LeRae is also sent down by her team members. So they enter the cage. They go a full 5 minutes. They go, a full 3 minutes. I think it's 5 or 3. I'm not really mistaken. I think it's a full 5. 5 minutes. So they go at it for the first 5 minutes, and then Belair comes out. Bianca Belair comes out. Then it was 2-on-1, and then from there Ripley comes out, makes it a 2-on-2 advantage here. Let me say this now: Rhea Ripley, you can physically see the fact that Rhea Ripley has the strap of the skyrocket going straight up. Her stock went high this entire weekend, not only at TakeOver WarGames, also at Survivor Series. Her stock has gone high, as well as Keith Lee. So Ripley comes out, makes it 2-on-2. Then the next person out is Kaylee Ray, makes it back on 3-on-2. Team Shayna has the advantage here. And then all of a sudden, the timer comes out, and the next person out is Dakota Kai. Kai leaves the cage, but stops and turns around, dropping Nox in the cage. The crowd's going crazy. Mauro Ranallo's going fucking crazy at this freaking point. Kai unloads on Nox and destroys her inside the cage. The others look on from WarGames, from the actual cages. Fans chant, "Holy shit," now. Baszler laughs as Kai continues to destroy Nox and slam the cage door on her injured knees over and over. NXT General Manager William Regal tries to stop Kai, but she puts her hands on him. Regal and officials finally gets Kai to leave. Baszler laughs some more. Kai comes running back over to attack Nox again while she's down. Fans boo Kai as she looks down at the cages. Referees and Regal order her to the back. Ripley is furious in the ring now. Baszler points and laughs, ready to come out of the cage. The counter goes off again, and here comes the final member, which is Shayna Baszler. Baszler mocks and taunts her opponents as she looks over at officials tending to Kai. Kai slowly makes her way to the cages as Belair and Ray double team Ripley. So from then the match gets chaotic from there. The match gets very chaotic. Belair presses Ray LeRae, high in the air and in the air and over into Ripley in the other ring. Ray with gory bomb to LeRae. Shirai hits a moonsault on LeRae, but it's broken. Ray hits Ripley into the cage, but she drops her. Belair takes the hair and whips away on Ripley. Candice makes a save with tons of candlestick shots to Belair. Shirai ends up climbing to the top of the cage as fans go wild. LeRae climbs up with her and tries to stop her. Ray stops LeRae, but LeRae brings her to the mat with a huge super hurricane from the top of the cage for a close 2 count as Belair breaks up the pin. Fans go wild with the big NXT and Mamma Mia at the same time. Chat after a big ball 2-woman spot from the rings. Belair gets slapped and beat on her steel cage from Ripley. And I forgot the fact that Io Shirai climbed on top of the cage and hit a picture-perfect moonsault from the top of the cage. Hey, Charlotte, take notes. Take notes. Baszler gets slapped and beat on with a steel chair from Ripley now. Ripley places a trash can and 2 on-2 chairs set up. Ray ends up taking the trash can to the face. Baszler with a kuda for the clutch to Ripley in the middle of the ring. Ripley tries to break it, but Baszler manhandles her. Ripley handcuffs herself into Baszler. Crowd went crazy. They tangle a bit. Ripley lifts Baszler and slams her over the 2 chairs standing up top. While Cuff Ripley hits the reptile in the Baszler on the 2 chairs. Ripley goes right into the pin and gets the 1, 2, 3. This was a fantastic match. Great matchup. After the match, Ripley's music hits as the referee checks on her and Baszler, freeing them. Ripley stands tall in the middle of the ring as LeRae joins her to have her arm raised for a pop. We go to replays. We see Ripley and LeRae celebrating up to the stage as the others recover in the rings. This was fucking fantastic. Now, I predicted Team Shayna to win this match. I predicted Shayna to win. This was the only loss that I had on this night. I did predict Team Shayna to win. They lost. I also predicted that Shayna was going to make Tegan Nox tap out. That wasn't the case here. A champion being pinned in WarGames. Am I okay with that? Yeah. I'm going to tell you why. Because nothing was on the line. Shayna was not defending her NXT Women's Championship, so by default, you have her get pinned. At the same time, obviously, they made up it up for her loss at Survivor Series because she won in the main event triple threat match. In my opinion, I should have definitely made it of the show. Now what happens next? Ripley pinned Baszler to win WarGames. Does Ripley have a shot now at the NXT Women's Championship? Yeah. She has that right. She pinned Baszler at WarGames. Nothing was on the line. So I'm okay with Baszler taking a pinfall. Now at the same time, I'm watching WarGames and I'm thinking to myself, Baszler's taking a pinfall. They're not going to have Baszler lose 2 times in the same weekend. So obviously this made it a little bit predictable for me to have Shayna Baszler not win at Survivor Series. Baszler will win at Survivor Series. Because they're not going to have Baszler take a loss at WarGames and then take a loss the next night on Sunday night. You're not going to have your best woman in all of fucking wrestling entertainment have her lose twice in the same weekend? No. How would that look for Shayna Baszler? Having to lose at WarGames and then the next night at Survivor Series. So obviously, this made it a little bit predictable for me. They was gonna have Baszler win no matter what at Survivor Series. Now you're gonna ask me, Chris, when do you book Baszler versus Rio? Probably, if anything, the next TakeOver. Let this build up. We already seen Ripley and Shayna go one-on-one on freaking NXT TV. We already seen that already. Build this up. You got a whole December, you got January, and some of February. So you can build it for 3 months. You can build this up for 3 months. Actually, 2.5. If you want to sit there and think about it. 2.5 months of build, you can certainly do that. I wouldn't mind Ripley versus Baszler at TakeOver Portland for the NXT Women's Championship. I wouldn't really mind it. But this was a fantastic matchup. This was great. Everybody got their shit in. Dakota Kai turned heel. I'm looking forward to NXT tonight, which I will be reviewing on Friday. I gotta see what happens here with Dakota Kai. Why did she turn heel on Tegan Nox? And also, I'm gonna sit here and actually say, Dakota Kai was the one who attacked Mia Yim, because in the beginning, Dakota Kai wanted to be part of WarGames. Ripley picked Mia Yim to be part of WarGames, so Dakota Kai's pissed off. So they're gonna play up the fact that, oh, how can you pick Mia Yim for WarGames when I've been here busting my ass? Well, what the fuck did she do to compete for WarGames? I'm gonna love it. The feud between Dakota Kai and Mia Yim and maybe Tegan Nox. Take my money. So Tim Ripley wins. Ripley pins Shayna Baszler to win WarGames. We cut backstage to Matt Riddle and Finn Balor warming up for later on tonight. We get a video package of tonight's triple threat match between Pete Dunne, Damien Priest, and who was the third one? Oh, Killian Dain. I apologize. Killian Dain. I apologize. We see Imperium at ringside, UK champion Walter, Alexander Wolf, and Marcel Bartel, and Fabian Eichner. All 4 members of Imperium, which I love. We get the #1 contender triple threat match between Pete Dunne, Killian Dain, and Damien Priest. This was a great match for what it was. Pete Dunne wins here. And I predicted Pete Dunne to win. He did win because obviously you're going to give us the bigger name in Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole for Survivor Series Sunday, which ended up being a fantastic matchup. So Dain puts Dunne in the electric chair again, and Dunne brings him down with a sleeper on top of Priest. Dunne takes advantage of Hook's... No, Dunne takes advantage of Hook's Priest's leg as Dain swings, but not in time, as Dunne pins Priest to earn the title shot. This was a great matchup. Pete Dunne wins. He ended up facing Adam Cole. As you guys know, Cole defeated Dunne to retain the NXT Championship. This match was great. Match was fantastic, but the match that Dunne and Cole did was even more fantastic. After the match, Morrow confirms Dunne versus Cole for Survivor Series as Dunne stands tall. We go to replays. Dunne stands tall as the music hits and fans cheer him on. Back from break, and we see Team Ciampa backstage warming up. The announcers show us Tommaso Ciampa's tweet on the 4th member of their team. We get a video package of the next match between Finn Balor and Matt Riddle. Now, this was supposed to be Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano, which would have been a dream match for me for TakeOver WarGames. But Gargano has a neck injury, and according to Triple H, Gargano is day-to-day. And hopefully, he is not out for too long. This felt weird. The fact that we got a takeover without Gargano, to me, it felt weird. I don't know about you guys, but it honestly felt weird for me how we got this takeover, this brilliant takeover show, without Gargano. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit about Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's amazing. He's brilliant in the ring. He's amazing. I thought this takeover would have been a 10 out of 10. And don't get me wrong, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I thought this takeover would have gotten a 10 out of 10 show if Gargano was cleared to compete against Finn Balor, and what would have been at the same time. So this was great. Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle was good for the amount of time that they got. Finn Balor wins. Riddle takes his time to go up top as fans pop. He goes for the floating bro, but Balor gets his knees up, and Riddle lands bad. Horrible. Balor follows up with a big dropkick in the corner. Balor goes for the coup de grace, but he lands bad due to an ankle injury that he tried to play during the matchup. Riddle puts Balor into the bro mission. They tangle on the mat now. Riddle lands a huge kick. They get up top. They get up to keep fighting again, but Balor counters and hits the big 1916 in the middle of the ring for the pin and the victory. Finn Balor wins over Matt Riddle. After the match, Balor stands tall as the music hits. We go to replays. Riddle looks on from the mat as Balor stands tall and looks out to the crowd. We go to a commercial break from there. I still want to see Balor and Gargano. I still do. If anything, if I'm Triple H, I'm here going to tell this right now. Since we did not get Balor and Gargano at this takeover, We're probably going to get this either at the next TakeOver, which will be in Portland, or WrestleMania weekend. We'll probably get that if anything. But if I'm Triple H, you want to save that matchup for WrestleMania weekend. If you really want to sit there and think about it, I would save Balor and Gargano for TakeOver Tampa WrestleMania weekend. That's what I would do. That's in my opinion. That's what I would do. But this match was great. Balor looked great. Riddle looked great at the end of the day. This does not hurt. This does not hurt. In my opinion, this does not hurt Matt Riddle. It doesn't hurt him. He's still great. Eventually, he'll get a NXT title shot eventually. Let's see. Balor looks good. He looks really, really great. I love his entrance. How he didn't play up to the crowd. I love that. I love that shit. He looked great. He looked happy in this match. He looked really good. He looked really, really good. And on top of it, I love this hand tattoo. I really love this hand tattoo. I really do. So Finn Balor picks up a victory over Matt Riddle. The announcers talk about Mia Yim and Tegan Nox suffering injuries. They're both being taken to a local medical facility. Nox, I thought my microphone was even muted. Nox to have her injured knee looked at. Nigel revealed that Rhea Ripley will appear on Triple H's post-takeover Facebook Live interview to reveal Team NXT members for the Survivor Series. The sirens go off again in the arena as the steel cages are lowered around the double ring setup for the men's WarGames match, which main evented TakeOver. We got the men's WarGames match, Undisputed Era, NXT Champion Adam Cole, NXT North American Champion Roderick Strong, NXT Tag Team Champions Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus Captain Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Damian Dijakovic, and final partner to be announced. I loved this matchup. Now, you're going to sit there and ask me, Chris, which was the better WarGames match, the men or the women? I'm going to sit here and say right now, the women's WarGames match was better. The women's WarGames match was better. Don't get me wrong, Ciampa's spot was just crazy. Ciampa's spot was absolutely crazy. Now, I'm concerned about Ciampa because this is his first TakeOver since Phoenix. This is Ciampa's first TakeOver in 10 months. In 10 months. This is Ciampa's first TakeOver. And the fact that you had Ciampa go up top of the cage and deliver, what was it called? What was the move called? He delivered the air strike. I forgot what the move was called. Yeah, I forgot what the move was called. I think it was the air. I think it's air crash something. I think you guys are gonna tell me in the comment section. But the way you had Ciampa perform that move on Cole, I'm concerned about the man's neck because the man's been up for 10 months. The man's been up for a long time. The man's been up for 6, 7, 8 months. This was a neck injury that could have ended Ciampa's career, which could have ended his career. I am concerned about it, but I hope he's fine. Obviously, he was fine during Survivor Series. He was completely 100% fine. This match was great. This match was fucking phenomenal. Just crazy. If you guys ask me, Chris, which one was the women's WarGames match? Which one was the better WarGames match? The men or the women? I'm going to sit here right now and tell you that the women's WarGames match was better than the men's. Because not only that Ripley and LeRae was on a 4-on-2 advantage the entire matchup. They were on a 4-on-2 advantage the entire matchup. Not only that, we got a heel turn that not only people expected, people were predicting Dakota Kai to turn heel. And it played out absolutely beautifully. It was just picture perfect. It was just picture perfect. I got to pick the women's WarGames match over the men's. Although the men's WarGames, Cole killed himself. Lee killed himself. Dijakovic killed himself. And Ciampa killed himself. Everybody in this men's, not only the women, everybody in the men's WarGames match as well, they killed each other in this match. They killed themselves in this match. It was fucking phenomenal. It was fucking phenomenal. Now we're going to go over straight to the fourth guy. The referee closes the cage at a 4-on-3. One team stands in one ring and the others in the second ring. The two teams stare each other down. Typical WarGames spot. Team Ciampa enters the other ring and approaches their opponents. A big brawl breaks out as the fans pop and chant NXT because they know Ciampa's fourth guy's about to come out. Lee scoops O'Reilly, but Fish brings him down with a huge low blow. Fans boo and there are no DQs. The clock counts down and everyone stops to see who might come out. Fish and O'Reilly laugh about how Ciampa has no one. The music hits and out comes Kevin Owens to a huge pop. In my opinion, the pop of the entire weekend. Cole looks shocked as Owens charges the cage. Owens unloads on the Undisputed Era as the crowd pops. Fish takes a pop-up powerbomb. Owens continues to dominate as the others watch. Morrow says Owens is getting payback for Raw. Cole stares Owens down as Owens has his back turned. Fans chant, "Welcome back to Owens." Owens throws a suck it. Crocs chop to Cole. Cole and Owens brawl. Now Owens nails a stunner on Cole, but Strong breaks up the pin. So we're going to fast forward straight to the last part here. Ciampa and Cole go to the top, but Cole fights. Cole fights back and looks to go for a sunrise, a Panama sunrise through a table, but Ciampa resists. Ciampa slams Cole's head into the steel. Cole slams Ciampa's face into the steel, using his beard for leverage. O'Reilly and Fish rock Lee up top now. Cole climbs to the top of the cage as Ciampa follows. The tag champs have Lee up top now. Dijakovic comes over and puts Strong through a table. Dijakovic counters O'Reilly, but gets pulled into a submission. Dijakovic powers up and places O'Reilly on a table. Owens goes on top and puts O'Reilly through a table with a frog splash. Lee powerbombs Fish through the table that was left standing. Obviously, I love the spot that they were going one by one by one. They were destroying each member of the Undisputed Era one by one through tables. I love that. Absolutely love that. We see Cole and Ciampa trading shots at the very top of the cage. Ciampa scoops Cole on his shoulders on top of the WarGames structure. Ciampa positions Cole on his back while standing on the very top of the cage. Ciampa drops down and puts Cole through a table with the air crash strike. I got it now. Air strike crash. Ciampa drops down and puts Cole through the table on his back. The referee immediately counts as Ciampa and his team picks up the victory. Ciampa pins Adam Cole. I predicted this during the NXT TakeOver WarGames preview and predictions. I predicted not only Team Ciampa to win, I predicted Ciampa to pin Adam Cole, which will lead to an NXT Championship match, probably either at TakeOver Portland or TakeOver Tampa WrestleMania weekend. So Team Ciampa wins. After the bell, Ciampa and Cole are laid out in the debris. Ciampa's music hits. We saw Ciampa's girlfriend look worried at the ring. They also showed, and let me say this now, I don't think they did this on purpose. Britt Baker was shown during the fucking show after the spot took place. Not only did they show Ciampa's girlfriend, they also showed Adam Cole's girlfriend, Britt Baker, who was at AEW, and people was just shitting on Britt Baker. Oh, why is Britt Baker at TakeOver? Oh, why would they let Britt Baker in the freaking Allstate Arena if they fucking WarGames? She paid money to go watch the fucking match. She paid money to support her boyfriend. You do know that fucking Britt Baker is Adam Cole's girlfriend. You do know that fucking Adam Cole is Britt Baker's boyfriend. So obviously, people were just shitting on this during the end of WarGames and shitting on social media. Let her be. If Britt Baker wants to come to an NXT or to a TakeOver show to support her boyfriend, she can do what she pleases. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. The camera showed the other superstars lay out throughout the WarGames structure. Team Ciampa start to recover and get to their feet now. We go to replays. Ciampa and Cole are laid out, still on top of the tables. Lee helps Ciampa up and they embrace. We get another replay of the big finish of the match. Ciampa, Owens, Lee, and Dijakovic stand tall in the middle of the ring and have their arms raised. Morrow hypes Sunday's Survivor Series pay-per-view as Team Ciampa continues their celebration as NXT TakeOver WarGames go off the air. This was, let me fix my brightness real quick to my monitor real fast. Let me fix this up real quick. This was, I'm not even going to sit here and hold you. This was a phenomenal matchup. This was just great. I predicted that Ciampa was going to pin Cole, and that's exactly what happened. When does this lead to an NXT Championship match? If I was to predict, this is a big matchup. This is a big money matchup. If I'm Triple H, if I had to pick to put this match either at TakeOver Portland or TakeOver Tampa, WrestleMania weekend, I'm going to put this match WrestleMania weekend. I said this since Adam Cole won the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver 25. And I said this back since May. We're here now in November. The only person in the NXT roster that's taking the championship from Adam Cole is Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa will win back Goldie at TakeOver Tampa WrestleMania weekend. Who does Cole face at TakeOver Portland? I don't know. Maybe a Keith Lee, maybe a Keith Lee, maybe a Dijakovic. I don't know. I have no idea. But you're booking Adam Cole versus Tommaso Ciampa. TakeOver Tampa WrestleMania week, and Ciampa wins back the NXT Championship. He wins back Goldie at Tampa WrestleMania weekend. This was a phenomenal TakeOver show. I give this show a 9.5 out of 10. Vince, take notes. Take notes. Take notes. Let me say this now. This got the entire wrestling community talking about WarGames. It was a fantastic show. And that, folks, is the reality of things right here on the official NXT TakeOver WarGames review and results video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed TakeOver review, hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of TakeOver from Saturday night. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to show your support. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on those bells, guys, for all notifications. Raw reviews live on the channel right now, as well as Survivor Series review. Link to both of these videos will be in the annotation above that you see on the upper hand corner of your screen. This is the official home of the Reality Podcast, so make sure you are following your boy Chris on social media. Twitter, Chris from Long and Snapchat, Chris was hated. And like I said, folks, if you guys are enjoying the content, be sure to show your support. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on those balls, guys, for all notifications. I will see you guys later on tonight for AEW Dynamite review. Should be a great show in Chicago. At the Sears Center in Chicago, we got Jericho with his Thanksgiving celebration. And then we got Jericho versus Scorpio Sky for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So then, I'm Chris. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video, all over social media. I'll see you guys later on tonight for AEW Dynamite review. Till then, I'm Chris. Talk to you guys later.